Welcome back to your neighborhood two-way advocate, Dukes Outdoor and Tech TV. It's been a while, but we're not gonna go over that. We'll just jump straight into this EDC Every Day Carry video. Now, since the law changed in New York, a few friends are individual reach out to me to kind of inquire what my beliefs are, and what would be some of the premium, I guess, firearms they might want to consider if and when they get the permit. So it typically I have a range of different factors that I take into consideration when selecting my firearm. So I didn't have a one answer to give everyone. I guess everyone had their own different preferences in dress code and such forth and association. So I guess my EDC video going to cover the whole range of the set of firearms that I believe would work best to their advantage in their selection. So let's get started. So we'll start with the most rudimentary stuff where everyday folks walk around with. So first, I have to go into my glasses, get old, and sight I go bad. So we need at least to have my glasses on a day-to-day basis, at least to operate as efficient as I can. I can see very far, but near is my biggest problem. Now I have 3 pairs, one in the car, one at my desk, and this one here that I take around with me in my pocket, that I have handy at all times. Right, so have to come with me when I'm leaving the home. Next thing is my mask. Yes. And I'm not going from in terms of any priority or higher to lower, sorry, anything. I'm just going over the stuff as I grab them, I just use them. But I do, you might a lot of time friends say, well, I just get paranoid. I'm say, yeah, I'm paranoid. Because for me, getting a fever, any upper respiratory illness is a 3-week downtime for me. So I have 3 weeks for waste, just not wearing a mask. So I always have a mask in my pocket somewhere. If I go in a store or something and people surround me real quick, pull my mask and everybody look at me like, whoa, we feel offended. But that's fine. It's America, we're all free for don't. Are you free for don't wear a mask? And I'm free to wear one. So I always have a mask with me. All right. So, wallet. And this wallet here is my own creation. Dukes Outdoor, let me say it right. Dukes Outdoor and Tech TV wallet. Can be made in any color. I only had white filament at the time, so I just choose white. So you have a money clip where you can slip your money or any cards inside there, see? And also it's a card holder because you have like probably 10 cards in there at any given time. So I have all of my permits, ATM cards, bank cards, and such forth, you name it. It's all fits inside here. Only the necessary. I don't need, like some people have 200 cards or some things. I don't necessarily need that. You might be saying, looking at this, what I have here presented currently, you might say to yourself, why is it I look at some other folks EDC and they have like 30, 20 things scattered all over the place? Let me explain that. This is no hit on another individual EDC, because I believe you have to choose your EDC based on the environment. If I'm in a rural area, my EDC would be completely different. You'd probably see flashlight, you'd probably see a medical kit, and you'd probably see some other things. And navigation, also probably I might keep something for navigation. But my operation is more in a urban area, built up area, within the city. So for the most part, not to say I don't venture out sometime outside of the city, but for the most part, this EDC here is primarily, I guess you can say, for New York City and New York State. All right, so bear that in mind. So don't knock on someone and say, oh, you don't have it, or knock on me to say you don't have a flashlight, you don't have a med kit, you don't have this. I'm traveling light. I like to travel very light. So this is as light as I can go. So moving on. So the next thing I always like is my earbuds. I always like to make sure I have my earbuds when I'm on the street. If I get a call, I could use it. I don't like the idea of having a phone at my head. It's very distracting. You can't focus and look anywhere. You can only concentrate in one direction. So when I have my earbuds, I'm able to maintain awareness, 360 or otherwise, 180, to make sure that I know what is around me and who's around me, more important. So having a earbuds to me is one of the primary tools. If you're a concealed carrier, you should have a earbud, because you should not be distracted by the phone just walking around it with it at your face. All right, so moving on. I typically have my phone every day also. I'm not one of those person who runs TikTok and keep looking at TikTok. My phone, most of the time, if you see me, it's going to be in my pocket. At least 90% of the time, it's going to be in my pocket. As I said, I like to maintain awareness, and the phone is one of the biggest distraction you can have now. Not to say I don't have to have access to my phone. I use my phone like, the average beer, but not like the average beer. I don't focus my attention on the phone. Now, what I will do to maybe maintain capability of a phone, but not necessarily have the phone in my hand all the time, because a very expensive device. Sometimes you attract the wrong people. If you drag a dollar bill through certain places and you get chased by a bum, you can't be surprised. You have to remember that if you have an expensive phone in your hand walking around like this, you can attract dangerous people. So what I did, I make sure I always have my iPhone, which is synced which is synced to the iPhone. So whenever I have the need to see who's calling me, who's texting, or whatever, I use my iWatch for that. And the iWatch is very, very capable. The iWatch, again, you can have different almost not different, but very same apps that you have on the iPad, you have it on the iWatch. So you're not at any deficiency in terms of accessibility and such forth. The only difference is, as opposed to having this phone at your head 24/7, you can just look at your watch and you can just get real-time information. I can see the temperature outside, I can see everything. So I don't necessarily need to have the phone in my hand all the time. All right. So another good thing to have, like for me, most people that know me know I like to dress more athletic, but I don't say every so often I don't have a, don a suit or don a jeans or something like that. So in the event I'm donning a suit or a jeans and I'm in a area that I could carry a very sturdy, thick belt, is very good. This one here is actually a Fossil. Remember Fossil back in the days? This is actually a Fossil belt that I've had probably about 18 years or so. Been very genuine leather, been very good, very reliable, hold up, no problem. And as you can look at it, it just barely broken in. Now, having a good heavy belt is essential to carrying a firearm, because depending on your selection, you may decide on a heavier firearm. You may decide on a 1911, you might decide on a 2011, which is typically a metal frame firearm. For myself, I like the more composite for concealed carry. Going in out into the woods or into the wilderness, I like a 1911 or a 2011 frame firearm. So that's when I probably, if I'm hunting, wear this heavy belt that I could, keep the firearm sturdy and such. So that's it for me. So I also carry my keys from a truck. I have a little box cutter to open boxes and such forth. And house key and everything else. I'm a safe key, because just to make sure that I'm the only one who have access to, I'm going to see if I have a safe key here. All right. Now, I'm always under the impression that if you carry a firearm, you should to some degree have a knife. Why? The firearm, you may be under the impression, might be the most applicable tool for defend you. Yes, but in some situations, and more than likely probably most situations. But sometimes having a little bitty pocket knife like this really help in the terms of if someone tried to fight, to try to, you know, fight, take your firearm away from you, at least you have something else as an alternative to try to defend yourself with, instead of primarily trying to focus on the firearm within your defense. At least you have something else that you can use to defend yourself, not trying to defend the firearm. Again, because it's your life you're trying to defend, you're not trying to defend the firearm, so remember that. All right, so having a little knife to me in session. And one thing that I like about this is actually a survival knife, because it comes with a little flint that you can use to start a fire if you're in the wilderness and need to start a fire. I think more than likely it's magnesium. If you strike it against the blade, it gives you a nice bright spark that typically can use to, if you're in the wilderness, you can use to ignite amber. So for me, this is basically my little survival knife that I walk with as a backup in case I need it to open boxes, or, you know, or even if you clear a stovepipe, because if you find your firearm and it's stovepipe on you know, chances are you can't use your finger to clear the stovepipe. So having a metal object might be good. Stick it in the barrel, pop out that ejected spent shell, and, you know, get back into the fight, or, you know, back to the range, or whatever you might do. So for me, having a little survival knife is kind of essential with concealed carry. So now we're going to move on to the firearm. A lot of times, folks, so which one of the firearms is the best ones? And I keep saying, show me the mission and I'll show you the firearm, right? Like, for example, if I'm in a suit, or not even a suit, a shorts, or even a boxers, I might want to take the alternative and go to the LCP. It's a Ruger, is a 380 caliber, and LCP light caliber pistol. It's very compact, very small, as you can see, and carries 8 380 rounds. I think 8 or 6. I think it's 6 380 rounds, which, you know, if it's the end of the world, it's better than nothing. So if, again, as far as concealability goes, in the city or in the state, concealability is always going to be a friend. That's going to maintain your advantage. Again, because you don't want to print when you're out, you know, moving around into places that you are allowed to move around. And one thing I can tell you, with me, when I go on the street, one of my primary objectives is not to interact with people. I try to minimize my interaction with people that I don't know on a day-to-day basis. I pick a time of day or time of night that is minimum when people going to come out or something, that I go on the street, that I minimize my interaction with people. Because as far as I'm concerned, that is one of the ways to at least, again, minimize the probability of you getting into an infraction with someone by not having to deal with anyone. So if I go on the street and I don't talk to anyone that I didn't know, that is a win for me. I get back home, that is my objective, not to interact with people as much. So if we move on, so this is the LCP, as I said, very lightweight, compact, accuracy within there. Again, accuracy within what the bullet ballistic is, because again, I've seen guy hold this on target for up to like 20 yards, so it's accurate to how you accurate with it, but it's accurate for me within like 5 to 7 yards, or less than 10 yards. All right, so my next go-to as far as concealability would be the SIG P365, which is a very compact, rugged 9mm 10 rounds compact pistol. Very popular. Come with night sights, as you can see. Let me see how the angle that. So they have night sights. and it's very low profile, very, very low profile. I'm telling you, it's a nail driver. Once you get on target and drive towards it, the sights line up right into your eyes. You don't even have to look at it, you just drive out and it's there. And once you hold it and you put it, that's where your target going to hit at the range. So this, to me, if I'm in a suit, or even in, at least most people I know me know again that I'm going to be in athletic gears. So I kind of prefer these type of light firearms depending if I'm in athletic gears or such. But again, I'm not limited to that. These holsters are my homemade holsters. We use the clip-on tuck clip to secure to your belt, which is very overall and universal. So as you can see, good retention, but as you touch it there, my holsters are designed to get you right active into it, right away. They're not designed to hang up where you have to do anything fancy to get them in, and as you can see, they go right back. You don't even have to look to get them in. You don't even have to look. That's how Dux holsters. Now, in addition to having this SIG P365, I also carry the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus, which is very compact, very compact. The only difference with this and the SIG P365 is profile. If I'm wearing a suit, I'd more than likely carry the SIG. If I'm, let's say, in a baggy shirt, business shirt, I might more likely carry the Smith & Wesson. Why? Because I can see the Smith & Wesson have a slightly higher profile or footprint. Again, makes a difference depending on how these jeans are so tight these days. You could tell you it makes a big difference. And also one advantage too, if it's low light, I like to carry the SIG because it also has this crimson trace red dot sights, and that give you a good, real good lineup. And one of the nice thing is, as you install it on the firearm, it co-witnesses with the sights on the firearm. Really good setup, really accurate. Same thing, 9mm, carry 10 rounds. But again, we here in New York City and New York State, we're limited to only 7 rounds in our carry pistols. I rarely have a, sometimes I do, because I get very comfortable sometimes depending on what you're wearing, a extra magazine here. And yes, I do make my own magazine pouches to match the holsters. Let's give you a look at that. I didn't even make you see the holsters. See this one here. Very nice fit, compact, and say touch them there out. You have to look to get it back in. So depending on how tight the garment is, I might go for the 6360 over the Smith & Wesson. Now, if you ask me which one I carry more than anything else, I carry the Glock 19. And if you follow my channel, you'll see that, you know, Glock 19 is probably always my go-to. As you can see, right now I'm carrying the Glock. You could get a good purchase. Same Dux design magazine holsters, same tuck and clip. Make it very easy to secure and unsecure. So this is the Glock 19 Gen 5. This is the one that I guess carry the most. Why? Because I train with it more than anything else. I like the compact grip, and I like the subcompact. It's subcompact barrel, 4-inch barrel. And again, too, I practice more with the Glock than any of my firearms. But one other thing here is, while I can carry any one of the firearms within my, I guess, arsenal, if you will, I am restricted only to 2 firearms in New York City. So I've selected, and you tell me, I've selected the P365 and the Glock 19 as my city carry. Yeah, I think these are the 2 are the best option given what I have here, as far as accuracy, reliability, and concealability is concerned. I think this would be the 2 best options, and you tell me which one would you choose. But for the guys who always ask me which ones are the ones that you like most and why you choose one over the other, now I've just explained to you comprehensively why I would choose any one of these firearm as my everyday carry EDC. Again, because if you go on even doing a review, and I never really do a review to select these firearms, just see them and know them and just say, yep, I'm going to grab that. But if you go on any one of these shows that show you top 5 compact or subcompact firearms, I can almost guarantee you 90% of the time, at minimum 85% of the time, all of these 4 firearms are going to turn up in that review. All right, and let me give you a passing word also that most people don't know. Most people are not aware that folks who invest so much money in the pistol permit within New York rarely, very rarely, want to jeopardize their investment. All right, very, very rarely. So one of the things where I think I see folks try to do is to minimize contact with toxic people and toxic places. A lot of folks might believe, oh yeah, I can't just do what I want. No, that's not the case. You might want to avoid problems and not get into them, at least into this state or this city. And again, too, not because you have a firearm, you should, tell yourself you're God. Sometimes walking away is your best option. All right, so peace. See you in the next video.